Hello guys, good morning. Um, I couldn't really sleep well, and I can't really breathe properly, so I really have to put some thoughts out, okay? And this is going to be more real video than usual, okay? I feel like most people are not real anymore. There is no more passion anymore, right? And I really want to talk about SMITE too, state of social media and bots in this video, okay? So for example, we are getting a weekly updates from official SMITE uh, YouTube channel talking about, all these developers, talking about SMITE 2, what can we expect
It's
of it.
a big.
But I have to say something, okay? It almost feels like there is no more criticism anymore. There is no more real passion anymore. You see, players that are real passionate about these things, they often criticize, uh, these companies, and because we want to see the game to be better. You see, we love gaming, we love esports, but when you realize a lot of these companies don't even care about you anymore, they don't care about your criticism anymore, and we can literally just go under this, uh, SMITE channel, and you're just gonna see bunch of positive comments, right? And one would thought, wow, there is so much hype, there is so much positivity around these communities, but the reality is much different, okay? A lot of these companies don't care about your criticism anymore. That's why they censor so much. They censor most of their criticism. And on top of that, they use promotional accounts to post these positive comments under their videos. Because it's all about marketing today. It's not about it's not about getting a community feedback anymore, right? And this is the big problem on social media. You see, Reddit has the same problem. If you post any criticism, you usually just get downvoted. And when you get downvoted, when you get a negative karma, your comments don't even appear anymore. And even if your comments don't get removed from low karma, these communities have a bunch of mods that constantly remove and ban, censor people that criticize their games, right? So we can go, for example, um, under this thread here, and you barely see any criticism here. And even those people that do criticize it, they just get downvoted or their comments get removed, right? You see, there is no real passion anymore, there is no real criticism anymore. And in my opinion, censorship has caused way more censorship and manipulation from bots has caused way more problems and toxicity than any other real toxicity out there, even though they often mix toxicity with competitive spirit and love we have for these games. We can also go to classic WoW Reddit, and there are a bunch of threads always talking about how popular bots are still. You see, they talk about bans, they talk about witch huntings, they talk about bots, right? Where was this threat? You see, hundreds, if not thousands, of bots in stockades, right? And they're all mages. It almost feels like Blizzard designed their game, designed the mage class for bots, for gold buyers and real world trading. They forbid GDKP, and now they forbid GDKP. They put bunch of overpriced items into the game, talking how this is a gold sink, when it just hurts casual players and makes the gold more expensive, right? And they never deal with bots. Why? Because bots are paying for subscription, and bots, they make their games seems more popular, right? That's why they never deal with them. And it will be almost ignorant or to think that these companies has nothing to do with these bots. They could probably run thousands of bots farms in their own private time, even their live support has no real people anymore. It's just some bot responses. And then they use these bots. If you report the bots in game, they can use massive amounts of bots to report you back and just get you banned from the game. And it's same on the social media. People have no idea how people have no idea that internet is more than 50% bots. They don't, right? And in America, they even design whole politics and sports around social media. They literally give title shots based on social media. And we should never do that because social media is just way too easy to manipulate, right?
Fucking ignorant.
And now that we got this out of the way, let's talk about SMITE too, okay?
Your environment, so it's challenging.
Let's stop right there, okay? The UI, I think it's about time we get some actual criticism here, okay? And let's check SMITE 7 years ago. This was SMITE 7, 10 years ago. We had UI that actually had character. Battleground of the gods. This is why we love SMITE. Okay, we have ranked functionalities for 3 most popular game mode, Conquest, Arena and Joust. Right? What every competitive players wish to have. Ranked leaderboard, rewards and actual community tournaments. But now they scrapped all that. They made UI look like some mobile game, right? The game has no more character, right? The whole pro scene, there is no such thing as pro scene. There is no real tournaments anymore. If you wanna have a proper sports and esports, you need to have official community tournaments for, most popular regions and game modes, right? But there is no more tournaments anymore. Even UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, they have no real tournaments or rankings. They literally give title shots based on social media. And they don't realize that social media is 50% bots and promotional accounts. And that's a huge issue. And then they even design whole pro scene around so-called pro players. They literally handpick and they waste their money on so-called pro players, so they gatekeep from everybody else from ever getting out of something out of pro scene. And on top of that, all these guys who got handpicked for a pro scene, right? They get 3 times more views and subscribers on social media because of that, right? Because people think they are one of the best. So that's why they get so many views. So how can you say the whole thing is not just a huge business? And why would any passionate player even invest his time into these games when the companies don't even care about our criticism anymore? They don't care about our criticism. They don't care about our love and passion, competitive spirit. So what's the point? If these companies will just organize tournaments and have real rankings, you will get sponsorship and viewership naturally because people wanna see who's the best. That's the whole essence of sports. And then you also get EU versus North America competitive spirit and people watch. And all you have to do is to put reward for, top 5 place. All you have to do is organize official online tournaments for North America and Europe, Conquest and Arena. And put a final reward for top 5 places then, and people will join naturally. They will form their own teams and compete against each other. But currently it feels the whole system is totally broken. And we can go under these SMITE videos. You see official SMITE videos, and a big
When we were first starting,
I think big issue currently is there is no real passion anymore, right? Those players that really care about the game, they often criticize the game. But we can't do that anymore because a lot of these official companies and channels, they just simply remove criticism and they use promotional accounts. And just to, you see, you can literally go under this video and it's just a bunch of positive comments, right? There is no real criticism anymore. And it's not because players are not passionate anymore, because a lot of these companies just ban and censor any players that actually care about their games. Because they're just using it to promote. They just care about marketing. They just care about to keep the machine going. And I understand you guys wanna try to survive. But there is no real passion anymore. There's no real criticism anymore. How can the game 7 years ago look better than does it today? I don't understand. Also, let's check quickly some of the comments here. You see, all these big companies, they just care about manipulating their viewers, right? They don't care about your criticism or you anymore, right? And they have been proving that over 5 years. We have no real rankings or leaderboards for arena fans, no EU, the biggest region, no international players. They just make new overpriced skins and make new conquest map every few months and a new god, and that's it. There is no real new content anymore. They don't care about most of their player base or the community, right? And most people are simply not real enough, right? I'm not sure what is going on, but when your platform has just positive comments and not real criticism, you know something is broken. You guys always act like, it's toxic this, toxic that, but what you have been doing has been more toxic than anything else. You see, so many players loved your game for years and you just simply ignored us. You see, then what's the point? And new engine, new graphics won't fix all this. Also, I just wanna add that I know they wanted to make this UI also for console, okay? But this UI has no character anymore, right? It just looks like cheap game. The game lost all its character. It's just a money machine now. So, and even why would I even play SMITE when my favorite game mode has no rank leaderboard, no rewards, no community tournaments, right? We get new conquest map every 2 months. Meanwhile, Arena we have 7-year-old map. 7-year-old map. They couldn't make a new map in 7 years, right? And Arena is still one of the most popular game modes, even though Hi-Rez did everything in their power to make sure that never happens. And SMITE would be easily the most popular game on the market if the company behind it wouldn't be so fucking clueless. I don't know how to say it more nicely. Like, I have been playing SMITE for more than 10 years and these guys don't care about you. They don't care. They don't care how much you love this game. And even if you do, you have no chance to prove it. Even if you get mastering conquest, you still have no chance to get into Pro League. Because all those teams that literally make their own teams and they handpick their players. Nobody deserves anything. There is no such thing as pro scene or pro players in SMITE community. It's just guys who got handpicked and got lucky and now they gatekeep everyone else because they're getting salaries. These companies don't know how to manage their games. They don't know how to manage their communities. And even new engine won't solve these major deep-rooted issues we had in the SMITE community in the last 5 to 7 years. Since Titanforge took over, all they did for the game was removing content from the game and split the player base on every corner. And then they expect good results. And now they're also manipulating social media to make their game more, just to hype up SMITE too. You know, it's a joke, a joke. And it's really disappointing because this is one of those games I have been loving the most. These are my favorite games of all times, and seeing so much potential just simply being wasted I can't even express myself in words, So, won't fix all these, countless community issues. Hi-Rez know how to make good games, but they don't know how to make complete games. They don't know how to do community management, right? We have the same thing in every Hi-Rez game. We have Conquest versus Arena in SMITE. We have Strikeout versus Domination in Rogue Company. We have Deathmatch versus Siege in Paladins. It's always the same story. You always have divided community where you only cater to 40 to 50% of your player base and ignore the rest. So even if you make a great game, you won't really get good results because you're simply ignoring too much of your player base. Right? EU, the biggest region, international players, Arena players. Arena could be easily the most popular game mode in your game if you guys will simply not ignored us for last 7 years. We have no rank leaderboards, no rewards, no community tournaments. The half of the community has been talking down on us just because you guys have decided, Arena is not competitive, we removed the ranked functionalities, right? So now everybody thinks Arena is just, And I don't know, man, And it's always like, these videos, these guys always talking like, oh, this is so complex, we understand. You guys don't understand anything, you were never real, you don't even care about criticism. You don't even care about your players. And you have been proving that for the last 5 years, right? In my opinion, the SMITE went downhill 7 years ago when Titanforge took over SMITE. There is no real Hi-Rez anymore. The original Hi-Rez who make this game, they were passionate players, they cared about you. They cared about criticism. These guys is just a marketing. It's nothing more, right? So I don't even want to play SMITE anymore, right?
Definitely overwhelming at first.
Stock UE5.
React to light, so full
challenging. You have to put in the time, have to
I mean, just look at the UI. It looks like a mobile game. What is this UI? And the graphic honestly isn't much better. SMITE. Old SMITE. Let's check old SMITE, okay? Old SMITE arena. This was like 10 years ago, okay? Let's see some of the more. I mean this was like 10 years ago. And the game looks so good actually. It was not even that bad. Like, I mean, I know some of these pictures don't look the best and they're a low resolution. I need to find more better examples, but the game wasn't even that bad. Like it feels like almost 7 years ago the game looked better than it does today. I don't really have good examples here, but if nothing else, the game had way more character 7 years ago, 10 years ago. Alright? Way more character. And when you lose character, you lose everything. So why are we just trying to be another League of Legends now? I also don't understand. I really don't.
put in the work.
Look at the UI, man. This looks like a cheap mobile game. Even when League of Legends came out, they had better UI. Right? And I really wanna show you how the UI looks 7 years ago and today. SMITE UI 10 years ago. SMITE SMITE UI 10 years ago. Old SMITE. I mean, look, this was 7 years ago, right? I know some of these texture Rocky don't look the best. Okay, that's okay. I understand, but let's see something more. Like, I mean, this was like 7 years ago, and let's check the UI. I just wait for my SMITE to launch. Let's see the UI. I wish I had some better examples here, but I mean,
to make it look good.
I know they can still change things.
On SMITE 1, we did more of baked lighting, which meant when you had shadows, they were permanent. Now we have dynamic lighting, which means all of our materials actually react to light. So foliage, capes, interesting elements in the environment.
Okay, I mean, it seems good. Okay, it seems good. Let's see, SMITE 1-2 comparison. They also use the best shots in these videos, of course they do.
SMITE 1 gods use either physical or
You see, this is actually the real graphic. It's not even that much improved, and the UI look much worse. What is this mobile UI? It makes the game feel so cheap. It feels like the game has no character. Can you please, oh my god, I'm downloading, oh my god, okay.
magical power and can't use items that don't belong to their power type. SMITE 2 will
This is going to be so hard on our systems, actually, on PC. You see, that's gonna be very...
eliminate those restrictions, allowing all gods to build all items and scaling.
So they have better animations, okay? The game has improved, and I think it's in a business perspective it makes sense to make SMITE 2. Okay, you always have to have something to keep the things going, okay? But at the same time, that won't really fix any important issues. We had no rank leaderboards, no rewards, no tournaments for arena fans. The whole pro scene was designed around North America Conquest YouTubers, right? Which gatekeep everyone else. And this is also a huge problem. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, if you type SMITE into YouTube channel, which are usually the guys who appears at the top? It's usually those guys who either played at SPL or those guys who use bots and promotional accounts. And this is a huge issue because anybody that didn't got picked for SPL, right? Or anybody that doesn't use bots and promotional accounts has basically no chance to even get any views. No matter how much we love the game or how good we are it, right? And this is a huge issue. As a Smite content creator who made like almost 2,000 videos for Smite, I barely got any views. I was just, I know I don't get much from it. I was just passionate from the thing I love, right? Genetics, Weekend, Fine OK, Incon, right? Barracuda, Zapman, all these guys, I don't follow most of these guys anymore. Hurwind. You see, all these guys made their careers out of SPL. And you really think they would have so much subscribers if they wouldn't play on SPLs? No way! We can find, okay, have like 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. And if they wouldn't play on SPL, if they wouldn't got handpicked, they would probably have like 50,000 subscribers max. And that's the reality. That's why these guys will never talk about these things. Because they're making money out of it, because it's literally their livelihood. And if the companies will do things right, everybody could make something out of it, not just few guys. And this is also a problem in America. In America, everything is about money and survival. These guys are just trying to survive. I understand that, okay? And I wouldn't have problems with them if they would actually deserve their spots, if they wouldn't gatekeep our love and passion we have for this game. You see, DM Brandon was, for example, one of the most popular Smite content creators. He was the most popular content creator for Smite. And then they used all these fake allegations. They used Smite Olympian, who is supposed to bring the community together, and a guy who got fired from the Brandon job made like 5 videos about him, who got like 200,000 views. So the Smite community, those in power, destroyed his career. Right? And Harris banned him, which was a big mistake. Because when they banned him, they made everybody think, yes, he was the bad guy. Right? Even though they have no proof of anything. All these fake accusations he got, and he was literally married. Right? And the people who did those allegations were the guy who was fired from his job, so he has a motive. And actually his girlfriend was actually Smite Olympian. You know? A community representative. And then of course Reddit is full of misinformation. All these guys who think they understand everything and they understand nothing, right? And they destroyed his career. He was actually a caster for Smite when Aliet was still in the community. He was more passionate about the game than anybody I ever know. And since Titanforge took over for Smite, nothing really good happened for the game. All they did in the last 5-7 years was removing content from the game. Clash, Siege, Ranked Arena. And they split the community on every corner. When they took away ranked leaderboard and rewards from arena fans, they threw 40% of their player base away. When they designed the pro scene around America and Conquest, they ignored EU, the biggest region. International players. Right? And this is the problem with all these guys. It's all just a huge business. There is no real passion anymore, and most of us who actually criticize them, we just got banned or downvoted. And on YouTube we barely get any views, and we just get dislikes and reports. You see, and that's such a huge issue. You know, I unfollowed most of these guys. Most of these guys don't even appear here anymore. But man, you see, all these guys were on SPL. You see. And if you check official Smite videos, it's just fake positive comments, which are most likely bots. You know, so what's the point? I don't know, man, I'm really disappointed in Smite. Smite used to be my favorite game. I have been playing it for more than 10 years, but it just feels like a waste of energy. These companies don't care about us anymore. They don't. And I really think it's about time we talk about these issues. There are so many community issues that have been going on for years, ignoring most of our player base, ignoring the love. And it's the same problems in most of these other gaming communities too. CSGO pro scene. There is no real tournaments, rankings. They handpick their players. They pay those guys massive salaries, so they gatekeep everybody else. League of Legends, same problems. They only care about Dota Conquest players, right? Esports are in such a bad state because they turned esports into a business, and they don't really understand how to lead sports and esports properly. 7 years ago we had actual pro scene, we had North America and EU competitive spirit, we had actual official community tournaments, right? We have rankings, without rankings, without official online tournaments, everything we do is meaningless. Everything. That's why SPL has been losing viewers for years. That's why UFC has been losing viewers for years. And if you only do things right, you don't even need to promote. You will get sponsorship and viewership naturally. But I guess these companies don't understand that, and it's okay. Okay, let them do what they do. Okay, if they don't care about us, why would we care about them, right? Oh, my SMITE finally load up. Like, you can just check the UI here. Okay, this doesn't matter. Let's check this UI. What is this? There is no character anymore. UI 7 years ago looked much better. 7 years ago. We actually had character, okay? It just, and there is no new events. There is no events. They just make these new so-called events so we can spend money on them and waste our money on these mediocre skins. 7 years ago, if you paid 400 gems, you get a complete innovative skin like Pirate Sobek, Derpules. I got those skins for like 400 gems. Right now they are charging thousands of gems for a decent skin. And they're almost forced to do that because they never fixed the core community issues we had. So they're ignoring most of their player base. So they have to do that in order to survive. But I still think they're just greedy. They always have some excuse, right? And real passionate players will realize that it's all fake. There is no passion in this game anymore, right? They don't care about your criticism. They don't care about if you are an Arena fan or if you're a Europe international fan. They don't care about you. The whole pro scene is pretty much a joke. Just a bunch of guys with high egos who gatekeep everybody else. There is no real competition anymore. They call themselves champions even though they know they have been lacking 70% of their community for years. And they don't care because they're making money out of it, right? That's why nobody's talking about it. And even when you do, you usually, you know, get censored or you get downvoted on Reddit, right? SMITE Reddit is probably one of those, the example of how to not manage SMITE community, right? There is no videos or memes that promotes discussion allowed. We have 6 SMITE subreddits instead of 1 with flares. We have more moderators than almost players now, right? Any non-general accepted opinion just get downvoted, and once you get negative karma, your comments just get removed from this platform. You know, it's the Reddit design is a joke, right? And always these mods who harass their community members even with IP bans, you know, so it's really disappointing. That's why nobody comes here anymore. There is no real talk here anymore. It's just bullshit, you know. So let me guys know what you think. I need to breathe. I need to get some tea. My stomach hurts. So see you in the next one, guys. Also, yeah, why are we trying to be another League of Legends? Dota, Defense of the Ancients, is a 20-year-old game mode. Whole MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena genre is not designed around Dota. Dota was just one of thousands of community-made maps. And any MOBA studio that only caters to Dota Conquest players is outdated. Arena is probably the biggest open niche on the gaming market because of that. Because most MOBA studios only cater to Conquest Dota players, right? So if you just make a good arena game with good action combat, ranked leaderboards, rewards, community tournaments, you can literally be the most popular game on the market. So maybe I should do that. So yeah, see you guys, I'm tired.